coming to you from the village of Morningside, snuggled in the beautiful Ozark Mountains. Today's special guest, owner and CEO of Earthbound Coconut Manufacturing, JETT SELVARATNAM. Owner of Lion Energy and Davis Distributors, Frank Davis. And board-certified naturopathic doctor, Dr. Cheryl SELLMAN. Our co-hosts today are Armando de la Vega, and I'm Ricky Baker, and now here the host of the show, and my parents, Jim and Lori Baker.
Thank you, Ricky Baker, and welcome,
Ricky.
everyone. Good to have you here today.
Yes.
And we have a bunch of doctors back with us today, and we have JETT SELVARATNAM.
Oh my goodness.
I don't think I quite got it. I didn't quite get it. No.
Almost got it.
Give us your name.
It's JETT SELVARATNAM.
Selvaratnam.
Yeah, I think I almost
You
got
say
it
it
too.
good. You really have your name down good.
That's good. Jet, it's great to have you with us on the show.
Where are you from?
Well, I'm from Sri Lanka. I know everyone's thinking, where is Sri Lanka, right? I mean, Sri Lanka is a tiny island right next to India. And most of you might have just heard about Sri Lanka, a few years back with the tsunami, that affected the whole country. So, yeah, I'm from this beautiful country. It's an island, very beautiful. In fact, I took my wife there for the first time. She's never been outside the U.S. She's from San Jose, California, and so we flew.
Oh, my. Did you meet in college or?
Yeah, we actually met, at that time in a dancing place. We went to salsa dancing. Neither of us knew how to salsa dance. We love country dancing. I know this sounds very interesting, a Sri Lankan guy country dancing. I mean, imagine that, right? I mean, that's I might be the only one.
That is so funny, so cute.
And so you fell in love.
Aww.
And you have two
and your
children.
beautiful
Are
wife
those?
is
How many
here.
children do you have?
Yeah, I got 3 kids.
You have 3 kids. I see
Yeah.
2 here in the
Yeah,
audience.
the 2 troublemakers you see.
Oh, and then there's one down.
That's so
Yeah.
darling.
So that's Sarah. I got. She's the oldest. She's 5 years old.
Aww.
And then you got Indrani, and she's turning 3 pretty soon.
Oh,
And then we got a baby, 8-month-old baby. So
You actually own a coconut company in Sri Lanka. I think you're the first person from Sri Lanka ever to be on our show. I don't remember anybody.
I'm pretty
Do you?
sure. I'm pretty sure you are.
And your family was affected by the tsunami.
yeah, but most people in Sri Lanka, I think the whole country was affected by tsunami. So the problem we had is no one really knew there was a tsunami coming in. So I mean, you're talking about the water levels going down and the fishes are out in the shore, and so like people are not, they have never experienced it, so they saw fishes down there, and the water going down. They got excited. They thought, oh well, this is easy fishing, and then after a while they noticed that a huge wave, a massive wave just swept the entire crowd. And then it kept on coming. A lot of people actually went into, a train, where they thought they could find shelter. 2,000 people actually walked into a train, and they thought they would be protected. But this was so powerful that it actually just crushed the train, and a lot of people lost their lives.
Do you have any idea how many were killed in that tsunami?
Well, I would just say, because the news don't want to say a lot of things about, numbers, right? I mean, there were like hundreds and thousands of people killed.
So you were a Hindu when you were born into Hinduism, would you say?
Correct.
And so as a teenager,
Yeah.
you turned to Jesus Christ as your Savior.
That's right. Well, it's very special. I think it's the biggest accomplishment, I would say, in my life. It's not like it's more than just holding a degree, making money, or having anything. You can't compare that success to, that's the real success and value in life.
Right.
Because, well, you think about it, we're Hindus. Now, Hinduism is a very interesting religion. Like most religions, it's a tradition, it's a culture.
Sure.
So if you get into a different religion, if you start following a different religion, it's like, disrespecting your ancestors, and and your family wouldn't want to be close to you anymore, right? It's that much of an attachment to the religion. But my sister actually met a missionary on the plane on the way from Singapore to Sri Lanka, and there was a 3-hour flight, and he had taught about Jesus Christ, and she brought it home and told us about a feeling that she had felt that was very important. She said she couldn't let go of that feeling. It was very powerful and very strong. And she also had invited the missionaries. Over the course of time, we realized that we wanted to try praying and finding out. And I've had experiences that I can't even wow, is what brought me into the faith in Jesus Christ.
Yes. Oh, that's beautiful.
Frank, how long ago did you meet? The first time to meet Jett?
It's probably been maybe, 4 years?
Yeah,
4
or 5 years, yeah.
So, yeah, we end up, in my prior company that I used to do, we had a contract with Sam's Club to supply coconut oil. And so basically, we ended up connecting with Jett, and he sourced it for us out of Sri Lanka, and then ultimately canceled with his family, and decided to go ahead and build a factory in Sri Lanka, and cut out any middleman and do it right. And and the beauty about it, and we've talked about this multiple times, when I align myself with anybody in this space, we share common values, common priorities. Non-compromising in terms of the integrity of the product, will not bend for a penny in terms of the integrity of the product, because he can explain to you, like in so many of these industries, it's all about margin and story. Have the label claims, but that doesn't match. There's something missing. And it's, as we've talked, it's rampant in the coconut oil industry. And I honestly, this is a bold statement to think, but I say we probably have, I think, potentially the only coconut oil on the planet that has this level of integrity in terms of manufacturing. He made the statement to me, he said, I think I'm the only factory that would ever allow a camera in to film what we're doing.
No.
Wow, look at that, guys. Coconut is a miracle product.
That's
it's not
scary.
product, but it's a miracle.
Yeah.
Those are people opening the coconuts?
Yeah, they call it deshelling in the process, and deshelling is actually it's actually very hard. You look at it and you're thinking, how are these guys just deshelling it? It's actually attached to the coconut. You got to take the shell off, and each worker can take up to 3,000. They deshell 3,000 coconuts, in an 8-hour shift, and that's amazing.
What's the name of the company? Do you have a name?
Yeah, it's called Healthy Body Coconuts. And it's located in a very, very remote place in Sri Lanka.
We use coconut in our house, and we haven't had coconut. We offered coconut over our show. How many years ago is it now? 5 years ago almost, I would think. Quite a while.
Right.
Our people ordered so much coconut, and I keep saying things like that, that they couldn't manufacture it.
It's true.
They couldn't do it. They couldn't deliver it. And it just broke my heart. And by the time they could deliver, it was like 6 months before they could deliver our product to us. And so we gave up. And I don't usually give up. I'm not the one to give up. But I heard about Jett and his wife. I don't even know your wife yet. I really haven't. We've been taping all day today on our shows. So it's so nice to see her.
This is Ariana.
And,
beautiful, beautiful.
Oh, there's the little boy right there. I don't know if you know this or not, Jett.
Yeah.
Lori and I been using your product for quite a while now, and I just you see, I am a health nut because I'm a diabetic, supposedly, but I take care of it so I'm not a diabetic. You know what I mean? If I eat right. And so I really not supposed to eat fried foods. But if I cook my food in coconut, I'm not really eating fried foods. You understand what as far as I'm cooking it in, Lori, you tell them what I do, because you
Let me, okay.
She likes me to cook. I'm not a cook. But I cook sometimes because you want me to. And the other night I cooked chicken.
Right. You said, well, do we have any coconut oil? I said, well, actually, Jim, we do. Frank sent us a jar of this. We were the only ones to have it. And to be honest with you, quite frankly, I always be honest with you, but frankly, I am the only one that's really tested this product in our whole staff.
We're kind of envious, by the way.
Yeah, you should be jealous, because here's the deal. I talked to Frank about this. I called him and talked to him. I said, Frank, this is the best coconut oil I have ever used, and we have used them all. I always try to get the top brand, the top dollar one at the health food store or at the grocery or Whole Foods or wherever. I'm telling you, I know the difference between the other coconut oils and this one. I'm excited to hear about, you're going to share with us, why do I know the difference? Why do I sense the difference? Why does it go right into my skin? I use it from head to toe. I eat it. I do, the pulling and everything with this. And my jar only has a little bit left, and I've only had it for like a month and a half. And so excited that we get to bring this to you today.
We're bringing to you what Lori and I believe to be the best coconut oil in the world. We believe that.
Yes.
And I believe Frank believes that.
I do.
Because you wouldn't carry it if it wasn't the best.
That's right.
If you found something else, you're going to go get the best.
I would find it if it weren't.
Jett, the thing that I heard about your story, and
Yes.
we're going to offer your coconut
Yes.
on our show. Millions of people can order it if they want to.
That
And
is
Jett,
hard to do.
as a teenager, gave his life to Jesus Christ. He
Yes.
found Jesus Christ.
Yes.
And he was converted from his Hinduism religion, but he's built this amazing plant to process. And here's the thing, when you order the coconut through our show today, if you want to do that, you are supporting, how many people do you think over the year you're supporting in your coconut factory?
We're talking a whole community or village, because a coconut process is not just only in the factory. It begins just in the farm. All the farmers in Sri Lanka, they depend on this industry. That's we're talking hundreds to thousands.
So we're helping support the town, the community there.
That's
And
wonderful.
Absolutely.
It's just so exciting. He gave his life to Jesus.
Yes.
And now he's helping people. If someone's really born again, what I call born again, you really know they're born again when they're helping people.
Yes.
You just do. I mean, that's what we do. As soon as you find God, you really know God. And Frank, I know you. You're fussy. And in particular, fanatic. That's the word. You can say it again, fanatic. I want somebody fanatic when it comes to my food. And I don't know why Lori believes this is the best coconut oil in the world.
It's the best I have ever used, by far. By far. And I asked Frank, why is this the best? He goes, wait till you hear the story and how it's made in Sri Lanka. But I opened up the jar when you first sent it to me, Frank. I first smelled it. I'm like, oh my goodness, it smells just like coconut. It must be. And I know Frank too, like Jim said, I know he's only going to send us the best. But when I started using it, I was just, it would just go straight into my skin. It would absorb right into my skin. It wouldn't just stay on your skin. It wouldn't feel all greasy. Dr. SELLMAN, wait, have you tried this yet? You're going to get to try some.
I've
I've known about it. Frank has shared it with me, shared the story, but I have not yet had direct experience.
You're going to love this because
So
I know
I did
you love
smell it, and it's delicious. It just
It smells
so
like
beautiful.
coconut, fresh coconut.
Fresh
It doesn't have some strange odor to it, like a
Guess you could-
factory or something. But in the texture and all. And Frank, why did this product? This is called the whole kernel virgin coconut oil. What does that mean, and why did you find it? How did you find it?
The interesting thing is, in talking with Jet and discussing the coconut industry and what everybody does and the processes, you know, it's kind of like, a lot of times it's like white rice. You know, I always used to joke and say, you can get as much nutrition running down the street with your mouth open as eating white rice. And the reason that most coconut oil, they take that nutritional outer skin off so it is whiter, you know.
Yes.
Oh.
And even though this is whole kernel coconut oil, meaning it has that outer brown skin that is part of it, where a lot of, and in fact, you know, in a lot of foods, that outer skin, like a grape, the grape skin has all of this nutrition in it.
Yes.
Well, same thing with a coconut. It has all this nutrition in the outer skin, the antioxidants, the minerals. And so we were talking about it, and I said, we want something unique, something special, and better than anything that's out there. And he said, we need to do the whole kernel. And he said, there's only one product on the market that he was aware of that actually was a whole kernel. But I believe, you know, in our estimation, it's named whole kernel, but it also is compromised. So that's why it's the best product on the planet, is if he explains everything they go through, the filtering process, the hand picking, and the integrity of this. For all intents and purposes, I can say it, and I'm sure Jet will let people know, but in reality, what I experience in the natural food industry is the labels can all say the same thing, but they don't mean the same thing. You can see organic, virgin, cold-pressed oil.
That's right.
And the games people play, which Jet was telling me, he said, in Sri Lanka, all you have to do is get conventional coconuts, process it, go to an organic coconut farmer, pay him an X amount of dollars, get a certificate so that you can put it on your label.
Wow.
Then what they do is they will blend it, much like we talked about with the hemp, where they're using hemp seed oil in the volume. They do the same thing in the coconut oil. They get refined oil, which is a lot cheaper, marry it with this to bring the price down. So he had somebody go through his factory, and he basically said, Jet, you're doing this all wrong. He said, what do you mean you're doing it all wrong? He said, you can't compete unless you blend. And because he said, everybody does this. And I basically, Jet's
Well,
response is, if I have to cheat to compete, I won't do it.
Good. Good. Thank you. Now, let's backtrack for a minute here, because I know we're kind of ahead of you, because this is new to me. When you say whole kernel, what does that mean, Jet?
Yeah, so when you're talking about, you know, organic virgin coconut oil that's already in the market, you know, you're talking about, so you saw they deshell the coconut. That's one of the first process, right? So when they deshell, they take off the hard shell out of the coconut, and then you'll see a brown layer of skin that's stuck. It's a very, very thin layer, and normally
But he's
they
cutting off right
take it
there.
off. You know, they take it off, and then they use it. You know, but whole kernel means, you know, we're not changing anything. You know, we're giving just as God created it. We're
That's
putting it, and then it's it's a 100% coconut rather than, you know, 90% of the coconut. That's how I look at it. I mean, the great thing about it is there are properties in it that you don't find in the regular virgin coconut oil. So having that as an added to the virgin coconut oil is what we believe, like using as in our family to using in our country. Like, people love that stuff because that is the complete stuff that our consumers should be consuming.
It's the whole coconut. That means the whole kernel of the coconut. The
That's right.
coconut is the
Jet,
whole kernel.
I've been told, and Frank says this, but that your country is one of the best places on earth that coconuts grow. Is that true?
That's true. I mean, Sri Lanka is, okay, when I took my wife
Yes.
first time to Sri Lanka, we were flying over. She looked down the window and she said, wow, I see the same tree everywhere, millions. And that was all coconut tree, what she was seeing. You know, our industry, God has blessed us with coconut tree.
Yes.
You know, and people in the village, it's the way the trees, when you say we have the best coconuts, it means how well do we take care of the trees? How do we harvest them? You know, that's what makes a best tree. So the people in Sri Lanka are very respectful. It's a sacred tree. It's a tree of life. They take a lot of time. And that's why our coconuts, you know, the texture to the taste, to the smell, everything it's different from what's found in the market.
Dr. Selman, good to have you back today.
It
We
is,
love
Dr.
you.
Selman.
Could you give us some medical, because not just for this coconut, but what you've used over your life, because you and I are both coconut people.
Yeah,
What is good, healthy
coconut.
parts of it? Why would you want people to cook with it, to use it?
So coconut oil is a very unique form of oil. It's a very special type of saturated fats called medium chain triglycerides, and it's processed in the body in a very different way than any other form of oils. People have a lot of confusion about oils, and this oil, particularly coconut oil, is a totally safe, nutritious, healing oil. So let me just say that. So it's going to support your body in many ways. It boosts the immune system. So it helps to kill viruses and bacteria and mold. There is a component of the coconut called lauric acid that is able to actually be antiviral and antibacterial. So by taking coconut oil or using it on your skin or eating your food, you're actually supporting your immune system by killing off any virus, bacteria. It actually helps to burn fat. So coconut oil helps to balance your blood sugar levels, and it also helps with weight loss. And it helps.
That helps me when you said blood sugar. I
Yes.
want to keep that under control.
Excellent for diabetes. Excellent for anyone who wants to have more energy. So you burn your fat more efficiently. You don't have insulin resistance. It helps to overcome insulin resistance. So you have more energy and you can burn fat. It also has, as Jet was explaining, a higher level of minerals like iodine, zinc, and calcium, all of which are totally important for your immune system, for managing inflammation, just for overall well-being, and high in antioxidants. So that helps with all the damaging, what we call free radicals from stress, from toxins. So it supports the body in healing and regenerating. Extremely nourishing. You were saying, Laurie, you use it for oil pulling, which is a very traditional way that I guess has been known for a long time in India in Ayurvedic medicine. You take the coconut oil and you hold it in your mouth, let it melt in your mouth, and you kind of slosh around for about 20 minutes, and it pulls toxins out. It helps to heal your gums. It helps to whiten your teeth.
Yes.
It just overall oral health is enhanced. So very simple way to use it, but very effective, and it's been used for probably thousands of years in that
Definitely.
way.
Yeah, I mean, that's where everything starts, right? Your dental. You know, you gotta take care of your mouth. That's where most of the diseases, what we don't realize, it starts from there, you know. The cool thing is that the lauric acid, I really love this, right? I mean, lauric acid is found elsewhere. When we think about it, it's in mother's breast milk, right? The only thing in the world that you can compare, you know, with the breast milk is actually the coconuts, you know, the lauric acid found in coconut oil.
Interesting.
And that's a blessing, and that's why it's so unique, and that's why it's so different in comparison to any other oil or any other product. It is an essential to be used in your body.
I want people to start ordering today.
Yeah.
Do this. I don't usually say do it for me, but this will help support our ministry is it'll help us pay for the TV stations, because that's what everything we do. If you order one bottle, you get the book, JETT's book. There's a bunch of feet right there, but it soothes cracked heels.
It
Yeah.
does. It does.
And
It's-
pedicure.
It's high in vitamin E, which is extremely nourishing and healing for the skin. So while you can use this as
Wow.
a food, and I encourage people to use this as a food and for cooking because it won't become rancid, so you can cook with it. It's a healthy cooking oil. But when you use it topically, because of these high nutrients like vitamin E, it actually nourishes and heals and preserves and youthens the skin.
Oh, I understand it has iodine, and iodine's good. You know, iodine's really hard. What natural comes in iodine a lot?
Oh, seaweed.
Salt.
Seaweed, it's in
Salt. And-
mineral.
My doctor, Dr. Don, does not want me to have any salt, any salt at all. And so where do you get iodine? So here is natural iodine in this whole kernel virgin coconut oil, and it contains zinc and calcium, so it's got a lot of good stuff in it. Now, so you decided to write a book about the power, and it's called Holy Coconuts.
That's so cute. I love the title.
Why did you call it Holy Coconut? This is kind of fascinating.
Well, you guys might have heard tree of
Coconut, this is kind of fascinating.
well, you guys might have heard tree of life,
Yes?
Yes.
sacred tree. Very common terms in it. I'll tell you why. It's a lot of emotions for a lot of farmers. Because this is how they get day by day. That's the stuff they depend on, right? So, coconut tree is such an amazing tree. It's even the roots of the tree and every aspect of the tree goes to use. It's not just coconut oil, coconut milk. You're talking about coconut honey. They even take the leaves and make, like roofs out of it. And they take the wood and build homes, or, you name it. Like, they do so much stuff. For example, this is one usage, right, that helps a village in Sri Lanka. There's a village in Sri Lanka that has so much snake bites.
Oh.
Okay, and you're talking about no transportation to get to the hospital. It'll take 3 hours. I mean, there's no way of survival. The local villages have found out a way to actually slow the poison so that they can get to the hospital on time and still be healed. And that's as soon as the snake bites, they quickly tie the wound, and then they give coconut milk, raw coconut milk, just to drink. After they drink it, it just kills the poison in the body.
That's
So
amazing.
it is a lifesaver. For a lot of people, this is just amazing because they worship the tree, actually. A lot of people just worship the tree, and then they get up climbing the tree. There's different ways of picking coconuts, and one of the ways is to climb up there, and it's amazing how, we actually think, age is what defines our strength or whatever, right? You're looking at people that are 80 years old, 75 years old, that's up climbing the trees a 20-year-old cannot do.
What?
And that's where the age is really defined, And when you go and see that, they're just, amazingly strong. And that's because they live with the nature. They live with the blessings that's given by God. And that's what they depend on. And that tree is such an amazing tree and a sacred tree. And that's why we wanted to call it Holy Coconut, because it's really holy.
I know, Jim, we were in Hawaii one time, and just the two of us together, and we went to a coconut class. Remember that?
I absolutely do.
It was one of the most.
That's why it's all coming back to me, because
Yeah.
what God did by giving the coconut tree into the islands, it is a holy coconut.
Right.
It really is something, and a lot of people don't appreciate what you have around you. And I'm telling you, if you start looking around you, you're going to find the answers to
Yes.
a lot of problems. This is a beautiful book,
It
by the way.
really is done.
And the pictures in it are wonderful.
And you're talking about pictures that are, they actually have recipes in here for so for different coconut recipes, uses, and it says it's your family who put these recipes together.
Right.
That means you and your wife. And
Oh, my wife and
That's
me. Yeah, that's right.
It shows on the screen $25. That's an initial order. If you want that, I'm going to give you the book with that first order if you want. Now, if you would like to go ahead and take Lori's advice and just order monthly,
Yes.
I'm going to reduce that down to $20, and you will get the book on your first shipment. You're going to get the book with it. Chocolate fondue from coconut.
Ooh,
Can you see? Can you see that picture?
love that.
There's the recipe for it. This is, you need to start eating right. You got to stop eating junk all the time. Now, I found out, you know what I love?
What?
And it's in here. It's in here. This is called vegan vanilla ice cream.
Oh, boy. You know he loves his
Do you know,
ice cream.
I have not had ice cream, basically normal American ice cream, for about
20 years. Almost. Honestly, Jim, it's
Ever
been almost
since
our
I
whole
had
marriage.
diabetes.
Yes.
And I hate that because I could eat a half a gallon of ice cream. I love ice cream. But so I was so excited about it because somebody, you know, can you imagine what this is here that's on my desk here right now?
What is it?
This is ice cream made with coconut.
And it's
And it's got little bits of chocolate.
a little bit. Oh man.
I have finally arrived. So here we have this amazing coconut ice cream. Tastes so good. And instead of putting any sugar in this recipe, use stevia. Just put stevia in it so you've got it sugar-free. Isn't that a good idea?
Yes.
All right.
It's a great idea.
So we could go forever on this book. Lemon bars. Now there's what you want, Lori.
I
Graham.
do. I love lemon bars. I have to admit.
Yeah, I'm really excited.
Where did you? Are these family recipes or people that you know? And
Yeah, I mean, you know, we love to explore, right? That's what's beautiful about this life is going and being able to shop different things and having different options of taste, you know, and with your kids or family. You want to do that, you know, every day and enjoy this. And my wife loves that kind of recipes. She brings a lot of things to the table because she's from here and I'm from Sri Lanka.
Yes.
do you like the fudge? Women always like fudge. I don't know what this is. They like chocolate. So look at this. Look at this. This is the recipe out of it. Craving some coconut fudge? Here's how to make it. And that's the recipe that comes with this. Now remember, if you order monthly, it's down to $20 per month, and it supports us. You're going to support a whole village in Sri Lanka. You've got the book, this amazing book.
Right. You get the
Holy
book the
Coconuts,
first month,
the
and then
first
you'll
month.
receive your jar of coconut.
And then start
$20.
start eating this something with a real healthy basis for it. It says, is this your wife? It says hair conditioner.
Yes.
Yeah, she uses it it's not her, but
Right.
yeah, she
Yeah.
always
It's
uses
a great condition. The thing, you know, I love this right here on page 54. A spoonful a day. A spoonful a day of Optivita Health Organic Virgin Whole Kernel Coconut Oil can help with weight loss, muscle gain, curbing unhealthy cravings, improving digestion, regulating appetite, better breath, teeth whitening, dry mouth or throat, hair, skin, and nail growth, healthy hormone production, just from a little spoonful a day.
That's right.
Lord,
Doctor, how can it be hormones in there?
Can I just say one other thing? There's a doctor named Dr. Mary Newport who who wrote a book about her experience because her husband had Alzheimer's and he was progressing with Alzheimer's, and she was searching for help for her husband, and she started investigating coconut oil as a way to give fuel to the brain and help the brain to heal. And as a result of giving her husband, who was declining with Alzheimer's, coconut oil, several tablespoons a day, he actually reversed his condition.
My.
So there is research going on right now using coconut oil, and something like this coconut oil you would want to use because of its purity and concentration of nutrients can actually support the healing of the brain and other neurodegenerative conditions.
So good.
You know
Quite
what?
profound.
This is, the more I read your book,
Yes.
and it's exciting, and I just got your book today, so I don't know all the pages, but I eat chia seeds every day. My doctor orders me to have chia seeds. He likes
Very
me
good.
to actually have
Yes.
Very good for you.
with every
Yes.
meal.
That's right.
But in your book, this page right here, you're talking about with the oil, coconut oil, mixed chia seeds,
Right.
and they help each other. What do you think of that?
Yeah, I mean, the beauty of this is this. You know, I feel like a basket shouldn't just have one thing in it. We gotta have multiple things to fill the basket. That's what life is about. Nature gives so much of different goods, you know, and what we need to do is we need to learn how to use them, how to mix them, how to use them separately. It's not just about using separately. When you use them all together, you know, the nutrition of the value goes, you know, 10 times more, you know. And so this book, when we wrote, we kept in mind that I'm a manufacturer, so I might come to telling a lot of technical terms. We didn't want to do that. We wanted a very simplified book that's enjoyable, where people need to know how to use the product, because that's important. Because a lot of people that I talk to, they would say, oh, coconut oil, I love it. I love to take a table teaspoon, that's it. No, you can use it to do a lot of things, not just frying, not just, you know, having a tablespoon. You can even apply it for your skin. You can apply it to your hair. You know, in fact, there's this one great recipe that my mom always, you know, told like all my sisters, and now my wife is using it too. You just take castor oil, coconut oil, mix it, and then apply it in your head 2 times a month. Your hair will grow so fast. And
Really?
take a product that's in the market that says your hair will grow so fast, and take this product that I'm saying, castor oil, coconut oil, mix it, you'll be amazed.
What a great tip, Jet. Thank you for that.
Well,
We're
it is
listening. You got our attention.
On page 58 of his book, you have people putting it in their coffee or tea. So is that healthier?
Well, it's part of this trend with ketogenic diet, and they have a thing called a bullet coffee, and it's made with coconut oil or medium chain triglyceride oil. You put it in your coffee, and it helps to speed up your metabolism and help you with weight loss, provides energy, more focus, your brain's fuel for the brain. So it's become really popular. So that's another way to use the coconut oil.
Doctor, have you heard of oil pulling?
Oh, absolutely. You know, I do it myself, actually. It's a simple thing to do, but it has so many benefits for oral health. I do recommend people do some oil pulling. I mean, you want to do it on a fairly regular basis, and it's about 20 minutes in your mouth. So you do it first thing, jump into the shower, slosh it around, just keep. All you gotta do is keep sloshing
Yes.
around your mouth. It'll melt, so it's like a
That's
liquid in
right.
your mouth. Then you spit it out, and it helps to pull out all the toxins. It keeps your gums healthy, and it supports healthy teeth, and just it's an antiseptic and a healer for your oral health.
It's this
Prevents
okay.
tooth decay?
Yes.
Yes. Oh man.
Yeah, it
And-
helps remove the plaque.
I love
Oh, yeah. I used to do it because now I can do it again because we have our coconut back.
That's right.
But-
You're going to love this, women. Here I've been using coconut so much in my lifetime. I'm so excited to have this raw, whole kernel, cold pressed, extra virgin coconut oil. Is that right? Am I
That's right.
saying it right, Jeff? Okay, thank you. I need your help because you're the expert on this. But it's a lip balm, and you have made it simple for us to understand with pictures, which is wonderful. A facial scrub. Also, it is, listen to this, cellulite solution. What do you mean by that? I'm going to be slathering this all over. What does that mean? Help me out with that, Jet. Cellulite solution. I've never heard of coconut oil.
You know, actually, I would actually turn the cameras to my wife because she would love to explain that.
Well, so when you massage it on your skin like a lotion, nothing is really coming out of your skin. It's actually the coconut oil that's going into your skin.
Oh, yeah.
When you deep massage it, it really helps your body. There's a lot of good vitamins, minerals, and nutrients in the coconut oil that help out.
Excellent. That's wonderful, Ariana.
Cellulite is lack
Yes.
of circulation. So that's that. I was just saying that the coconut oil, it's so nourishing for the skin in general,
Yes.
which is why I recommend people use it as a moisturizing oil. But if you're wanting to target areas with cellulite, the ability to increase circulation, so the pressure and circular motion will help the stagnation that's going on and help the lymph to flow again.
There it is. That is so perfect. I see also it says, you have it here in your book, gut health. Everything. Dr. SELLMAN and I were talking about this before the show, about gut health, how everything stems from your gut, right, Dr. SELLMAN? You were helping me to understand that.
The root cause of health. And one of the components of high quality coconut oil is called caprylic acid. And caprylic acid is antifungal. So often candida is a problem. If you've had a lot of antibiotics and steroids, you have an overgrowth of candida, which is a naturally occurring microorganism in your gut, except when you've interfered with the health of your gut, and then it takes over. And caprylic acid has been used as an antifungal. So you can use it anywhere that you have a fungus overgrowth and take it internally, and it helps to heal and rebalance the gut.
So it really is a tree of life.
That's right.
I mean, when we went to that coconut class, honey, that's when we were so ignorant, really, and that was maybe a decade ago.
Many villages would not exist at times without the coconut tree.
Right.
And that's why
Can I just
You
say,
said-
I lived in India for a while, and the women always put the coconut oil in their hair.
That's right,
And
that's right.
it helps to keep the hair from turning gray, isn't it?
That's actually correct.
Why?
You see
Yeah.
these women with beautiful hair, and they've massaged the oils
Yeah.
in on a daily basis, and it protects.
That's right.
From
You should have seen the women in our studio audience. Oh, man, you guys missed a great shot. They're going crazy. They're like, they want it. Give it to me. Oh,
Jet,
man.
you said earlier that your coconuts are hand-picked.
That's right.
What do you mean by that? Do you mean
Right.
do you think, are you saying there's bad coconuts or coconuts you wouldn't want to use in your products?
Absolutely. You know, the term handpicked is actually defined very differently by different people, you know. Different manufacturers take it differently. You know, of course, the first thing that pops in your mind is, well, all coconuts are handpicked, right? You go up and take the coconuts or pull it down. It's handpicked, right? But what we say when we say handpicked, we're specifying that the quality of the coconut. Because the first thing in the process is picking the right raw material, which is the coconut, because that's where it starts, you know. So let's say the coconut, you know, as they were bringing it and dropping it down, it had a crack, it had a open, you know, piece, and let's say it could easily, in minutes, start forming bacteria, fungus, whatever, mold, you know. And that most manufacturers don't want to take the time, because that costs money, because you got to have extra labors and such. So they want to move it really fast. So what they do is they just accept those coconuts. They don't take time and money to fix that problem. What we do is, that's a very serious problem. We actually take those coconuts away and separate it, and then we actually use the best coconuts that we feel is the right for the product. And that's a very, very important process. And I'm saying it the simplest way I can as a manufacturer, because that is the stuff, you know, because coconuts is what makes coconut oil.
Right.
This jar is glass. Why?
Okay. Now, a lot of times I've actually had, companies that are requesting for plastic jars, and they would justify it by saying BPA free and all that. But, that's not the only one component in plastic, right? There are a lot of different testings that we do. We do like 17 to 21 different tests. And, all of it says non-detected, because that's a very important component, because you're putting it into your body, right? So not just the glass, we're talking about the lid too. So there's no company in the US, I can guarantee, if you go and test all of the oils, even put in a bottle, even theirs would detect plastic, because this inside, there's a seal.
Yes,
right?
I see that.
That seal does leak plastic. And so plasticizers would be detected. So we explain that in the book, in the most simplest form, the simplest way of explaining. But it's a very important aspect that we take seriously, because everything together in the process, it's a long process. Everything together is what makes the best product,
I want everybody to start ordering. You can get one jar and the book for a gift of $25, or then I hope you'll do the monthlies, and you're being a part of making this ministry work.
Yes.
And all we need is, you can go down to a store and buy probably coconut oil.
Sure.
But you're ordering it through the show. You're not only getting what Dr. Frank here tells me is the best coconut in America, the best you could buy. Is that right?
Portion.
And you're ready to ship?
15,000 bottles in the warehouse right now.
So order today and you'll get your bottle right away.
We try everything first before we offer it to you. I have actually been pushing Maricela, who has been overseeing all of the buying for the show. I've been pushing her. I call her nickname Nana. I said, Nana, when are we going to get the coconut oil? Have you talked to Frank? When are we going to get the coconut oil? The last few months, when are we going to get the coconut oil? We've got to let the people have the coconut oil. Then I heard your story, and that made it even better for me, because I'm going, look, and then we get to help support a village that is actually producing this coconut oil. So call us now, 1-888-988-1588, or go to our website, jimbakkershow.com.
Well, it's amazing, because my dad, he comes from a very poor circumstances. He understands what it is to be poor, and he worked so hard in his life so the kids could come to America, the best place in the world.
Aww.
And where you can actually express, have the freedom. And these are real freedom that, like a lot of people don't understand. Even a lot of immigrants come here to America, and we don't really realize, how much potential we have and what we can do. And they kind of misuse those freedoms, and it really hurts me a lot, because my father worked so hard so we could be here today. I'll tell you one thing is that the village in Sri Lanka is very grateful. When you buy this makes me so happy, because, it really supports. In fact, there was one lady who came and told us that, when we were running the factory, she said, I pray to God every day that your factory does well so she can come to work. Because we offer things that are very different. We pay higher wages in comparison to any other factories out there. There are a lot of factories that are misusing this. In Sri Lanka, you're talking about, people that are using child labels, or not just Sri Lanka, everywhere, Philippines, Indonesia, everywhere.
Right.
That's just, they cut corners. We don't cut corners.
No.
Integrity is a huge aspect of what we do,
Integrity,
so
yes.
yeah, that's I'm glad that you guys are focusing on helping our community, because my father visioned it to have the coconut factory right in the middle of a neighborhood, because these people can't really get to work or can't go. They have to walk. We actually see tons of ladies carrying their little one and 5-year-old or 6-year-old and just walking 10 miles to get to the bus.
My.
And we've couple of times we've stopped the car and said, hey, get on, we'll give you a ride. And so we then thought, maybe we should later on build a free station where people can just get on transportations and have those kind of facilities. What if someone has an emergency, like here we call 911? What about over there, in a village where there's no way to get to one place where it takes 2 hours to get to, the transportation or the hospital, whatever, right? So these are very important things. So we built the factory so people can come to work, have the opportunity. Now even women can work in our factory. That's a very huge thing for us. Most of our employees are actually women. We employ a lot of women, and they are given the fair wage, because most countries, they still are in the old school ways of life, which is pay less for the woman, pay more for the man. We don't do that. We're an American company, and we will take all those principles that we built here, that we learn here, into the lives in Sri Lanka as well.
Phenomenal.
I think you're blowing our mind right now. You can edit all this out if you want to, but really, I love your passion. I love your heart. You have a huge heart to not just give us a great product here in America. First of all, I just want to say thank you for acknowledging that we live in the greatest country in the world, and you understand that, coming from another country and coming into this country and seeing the freedoms that we have. Like, we get to sit here and talk to you about the Lord Jesus Christ on this show. We get to bring you amazing products, and then your story of how it's helping the village, in a neighborhood, and your father's story, and all of that. It just is so precious. I mean, I hear the people in the audience, and especially the women, going, "Oh, it just touches our heart. It moves us."
Thank you for really giving me this opportunity to kind of tell these things, because who else would speak, right? I mean, this is the voice of thousands of people being heard in a show. I mean, giving an opportunity to tell the world, hey, this is a small town that's going through so much of hardships, and we're actually bringing American way of life to that town, and we're changing it. That's a huge accomplishment by bringing it to this show. In fact, I like to pinpoint the situations over there. My dad, one thing that he always said is that whenever he sees people that are on the street hungry, he always stops the vehicle and gives them food. The reason is because he went through that. He said the belly hurts so much. When he was young, when he was small, him and his brothers would walk by hotels, and they would smell the food, and their whole body would actually shake, and they would just feel, like, oh man, I wish I had that opportunity to eat that food, and what people in the village do is they take a wet cloth and tie it on their belly. That's one way of them, I guess it helps with their hunger. And they do that. And that's the situation he came from. And he changed that situation by working out. He refused to be in that situation. He said, I'm going to go and take my God-given rights and work very hard. Even though it's so hard, he hustled very hard. And then he came to a position where he was able to save us, the kids, the family, and come over here. So these are the type of stories we're talking about.
Beautiful. It's beautiful.
Our time's gone for today's show. I hope that you will order. I just want to say this because we go off the air today. If you order stuff like this from our show, you're supporting this TV show, but you're supporting a whole village of people that are working hard and to make the best whole kernel virgin coconut oil in the country. Try it. You'll like it.
That's right.
It has so much to do for you. I mean, all over the world, the coconut is called God's. I wish I could have coconut trees in my yard, but order this today.
Right.
And bless this ministry and bless what Jet and his wife are doing there in Sri Lanka.
I really
Amazing.
admire you.
Thank you
really
so much.
admire you, Jet. We're all.
It's just so powerful that you have the opportunity to support this ministry and the outreach that we're doing here at Morningside. But more than that, you're supporting a mission that is changing people's lives. Call right now. If I was you, I'd go to the website, order right now. I'm going to commit to the $20 a month, Dad.
Good.
Not only because of the health benefits, but because of the mission that you guys are doing in your country
Yes.
and the ministry that we're doing to preach the gospel of Jesus Christ all over the world. I'm going to be one of those that
Good,
I
good.
believe in this
Yeah.
so much
Yeah.
that I want people to call right now, go to the website, stand with us.
Be a part.
Yes.
Be a part of not just getting great product and a great coconut oil, but you're helping a village, maintain a village. You know, it's hard to do things that out of the step from other people.
Yeah.
But Jett said, we're going to build our factory by the people, where the people live.
Good.
We're going to build it by our village
Yeah, you know,
and do something different. And we're going to stand together with them. And we want to be able to get pictures from your factory there and all the people working and let them know that we love them. The more we work together, the more we can do. I'm excited about what's going on here at Morningside, and I believe God's doing things. And so, order some holy coconuts, okay?
Yes. Yes.
We have to go. Our time's gone. You can dial 1-888-988-1588. That's toll free to order your product. Go to our website, just jimbakkershow.com. Order any of our products.
Yes.
Order them all.
Yes.
It's time to be ready.
And that's why I voted for Trump.
That's right. And there it is. Oh, man. Wow. Thank you. Yeah, there it
I'll
is.
tell you what, to stand up for God, you will have to stand up. Our time's gone. What's our phone number, Ricky?
Our phone number is
Char, Grandma, Lori.
1-888-988-1588, or you can go to jimbakkershow.com. All the products will be there. Or if you enjoy snail mail, you can also do that. You can write us at P.O. Box 7330, Branson, Missouri 65615.
So do it now. Do it now. Let's together make things happen. The King is coming back.
Yes, he is.
Let's be ready.
Amen.
God loves you. He really does. We want to thank Kurt and his wife, Jett, for being with us
Jett,
today. Thank you so
beautiful
much.
wife, Ariana. Yes. Frank Davis, Dr. Cheryl Selman.
God loves you. He really does. Bye-bye for today.
Bye-bye. We love you.
Thank you for watching today's broadcast of The Jim Bakker Show. Please help us continue to share the gospel of Jesus on the airwaves. Call now 1-888-988-1588 to order today's special offers. Or you can order this offer and many others online at jimbakkershow.com. Thank you for your prayers and financial support. It's because of you we can continue to broadcast the gospel of Jesus Christ around the world. Coming soon to Morningside in The Jim Bakker Show. Dr. Don and Mary Colbert return to Morningside Thursday, August 30th, to help us celebrate Lori's birthday. Rick Eldridge, producer of the movie Trump Prophecies, joins Pastor Jim and Lori at Morningside on Thursday, August 30th. Rick Joyner returns to Morningside on Tuesday, September 11th. Dr. Stephen E. Strang returns to Morningside on Thursday, October 25th. For our full schedule, condo and cottage rentals, and much more, visit us online at jimbakkershow.com. We can't wait for you to see what God's doing here at Morningside.